Buddy, TK here, and welcome to another Transformers review. And today's figure we will be reviewing is yet another Studio Series figure. However, this one might just be a little bit of an upgrade from the previous. But let's get into this. This is the review of Studio Series Deluxe Class Revenge of the Fallen Jolt. Yes, that character that had just about no screen time whatsoever did about one important thing that actually ended up being very important in the end, but character that really nobody knows, nobody really cares about. People are gonna come and look at this guy on my shelf and be like, who the fuck is that? And I don't even care because I actually, I really like this figure. I think this is a really great figure. Well, maybe not great, but I think it's a really good figure. It's a lot of fun, and I'm very happy to have it. And I'm super happy that I finally get to say that about a Studio Series figure, because my patience with this line was starting to wear thin after the last couple that I reviewed, but he has got me back. Hopefully, they will continue along the train of this, because this is a very nice figure. He's not absolutely perfect. He has his flaws, but for the most part, I really like this figure. So getting in here close on Studio Series Jolt, he is beautiful. He is really decked out in so much detail. You can see on the torso here, all of the stuff going on in his torso right here. Honestly, it looks like he doesn't even turn into a car. It looks like he turns into like an airplane or something, because he literally has like these turbines like in his torso right there. You see what I'm talking about here? These like nice silver picked out turbines right there. You also got some nice bits in there. Very, very nice. The head sculpt is very cool. Much more movie accurate than the original toy. I honestly like the design of the original toy with like the 3 horns. I actually think that's a cool design, and honestly I kind of wish that that was the design in the movie, but I would rather have the more accurate movie design, and this is the more accurate head sculpt. But personally, I do like that kind of 3-pronged head sculpt a little bit more, just because I think it's a little more unique than this. This is very generic Bayverse stuff right here. Like, we've seen this before. It's not bad or anything, and it's nicely picked out. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry that it's a little hard to see. I'll let you guys get a better look at it when I do some comparisons, but the head sculpt is very nice and very accurate to the movie. You got some nice red picked out for these little pieces that are going to be the backlights in the car mode right there. Very nice. You can see he has got a ton of kibble, but honestly, he really doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like much of this kibble really gets in the way of posing or whatever. I will say this, he does have some quite loose joints in the arms here. Like if I fling him around here, also this piece right here doesn't actually tab in. This waist piece right here doesn't really tab in all that well. This back piece does, but it likes to come untabbed a little bit. It's not that big a deal, but I do think that these arms are just a little bit loose. You can see there, just like one little tap, and they kind of just want to like fall all the way down. So yeah, just a minor little issue, not a huge issue, but you will feel when you get this guy that his arms do feel a little bit loose than most Studio Series figures. Continuing on in the detail, you can see got some nice stuff going on right here on the waist right here. Looks like there's some transparent plastic right there on his crotch plate. That's a little interesting. I just now noticed that. Yeah, there's a little piece of transparent plastic right there. You got some black right there on the torso piece right here. Right here, got some black on these leg piece right there. Oh, that is actually paint as well. All that nice dark gray right there. And you can see on the knees here, you have some wheels right there to represent them. In the movie, he had wheels for the kneecaps, but in reality, the actual wheels are on the bottom of his feet right there. So it's a little trick, but I do like it overall. I think it's pretty cool. And honestly, this is like a really fun step of the transformation, just to flip the wheel in like that. It's more fun than it is on most figures that do that. And I'll talk about that more when I get to the transformation. But yeah, super, super cool. He also has these crazy ass hands. He has these really cool, like alien, it almost looks like a laser cannon or something. It looks really, really, really cool. Or like a portal gun, kinda. It kinda looks like the portal gun, doesn't it? Pretty darn cool overall. I do like this a lot. And once again, a lot of kibble on this guy. You got kibble there, this entire gigantic piece of kibble on the back right there, which is basically the entire car mode folded up on his back, but it's a Studio Series figure. That's a common thing for a Studio Series figure. And you also have these pieces right here on the leg. Now, I thought these were going to bother me a lot more than they do. I thought I was going to want to take these off, because you can actually just pop these right off of the ball joints. It's very easy. You just pop them on back off. But honestly, I think he looks incomplete without these pieces. So yeah, you can do it, and I'll show you what it looks like real quick, because I'm sure not everybody will feel this way. But me personally, I honestly don't think he looks complete without those pieces. But you can take those off, and that does free him up a little bit. But honestly, like I said, like I really feel like there's too much. There's like, because it's all blue up here, and then you get to here, and it's like all gray until you get down here again. So I think this actually breaks up the color quite nicely, and I personally like these little kibble pieces. I'm not going to be popping these off like I thought I would be. But there you go. That is just just about everything to talk about with the robot mode. I think he is very, very cool. Getting into the accessories, or actually I guess we should talk about articulation briefly. He has a ball joint at the head, which is pretty nice. He actually has an ab crunch thanks to his transformation, which is pretty cool. This, okay, I'm sure you guys are watching this right now and you're like, oh, that waist thing looks like it'd be super annoying, but honestly, it's really not. It's not. It is floppy. It is a little bit floppy, but it's not that big a deal. You won't really care. I promise you, when you get this guy, you won't really care. I don't even think it's a negative of the figure, honestly. It's fine. But yeah, and then you have a 90 degree, and then you have actually way over a 90-degree bend at the elbow right there, and it also can bend this way for transformation, although this piece is in the way, but yeah, that's more for transformation. And you also have the hands, thanks to transformation, can also fold in like that, so you can get some of that movement going on right there. You can see that. Pretty darn cool right there. The legs, he does have a ball joint at the legs, can bring these forward. You got double jointed knees, kinda double jointed knees, and there is no ankle pivot for the feet. So that is one issue with this guy, is he does not have ankle pivot. But honestly, not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. I don't really think it's really anything to freak out over. But yeah, there you have Jolt. All right, let's talk accessories, which is where we're gonna lose some steam with this guy a little bit, because I think the figure is a ton of fun. The accessories, on the other hand, these are his accessories. You've probably seen these before, and I have got to see a single review where someone actually talked about these in a positive fashion, and I'm not gonna be breaking that trend. I think these are pretty dumb. They're made like this, so it's his whips, it's his electro whips, which would have been cool if they weren't completely straight like this, and that is so that you'll be able to mimic him, doing the jet-fired Optimus Prime thing where he had, because they were straight in that scene, so they wanted you to be able to recreate that scene, but they kind of suck as a result, and the way you use them is you come to the hand here, you pop this little piece off right here, and then you can plug in the thing right there. So it's nice integration, but once again, it looks kind of dumb, although you can kind of think of it like a rapier or something. I don't know, like just a sword, just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I kind of would have preferred if he just had like a regular gun, maybe? I don't know. I know it's not movie accurate, but I don't know. These things are just kind of dumb, in my opinion. But it is kind of cool that they give you the whips. It would have just been nicer if they were more dynamic, or maybe even had a bendy wire that you could like move around. That'd be kind of cool. And if you want to, I really don't like this, but if you want to, you can. There are these little slots right here, and you can plug the little figure pieces on there when you're not using them, although they really don't like to hold on. See, this one just pops off at every freaking opportunity it gets. I think it holds a little bit better on this side. Maybe. Yeah, see? So you can plug them onto there, and if you really want to, you could totally use that, because that's going to be where they plug in on the car mode for the storage, but you could totally use them to hold on to the whip as well if you wanted to, but it looks even stupider than it does when he actually has it in his arms. So there you have it. That is the accessories. I'm not a fan of those whip things. I put those in my accessory drawers, and that will probably not be coming out again. They're just not very good. You've heard it 1,000 times. But yeah, there you have everything to go over with Jolt. I think the robot mode is honestly a really, really, really cool figure. The posability is great. He looks awesome. He looks awesome. Like, that's the main thing about this guy. I just think he looks super cool. His silhouette is very cool. I actually really like these little pieces up here. I thought these were gonna bug me, these big old car chunks hanging off of him, but honestly, I think they look really cool. So, yeah, very, very nice. And yeah, this figure's just a lot of fun. So here's some comparisons. Alrighty, real quick before we get into the comparisons, I do want to give you guys a nice close-up look at the face right there so you can get all the nice details right there. You can see they did pick out the eyes with some blue, and there is even a little bit of blue on the back there as well. So yeah, it's a nice head sculpt, but I do prefer the toy one from the original toy. I do personally, but it's not that big a deal because I still like the movie accuracy of it. So just wanted to show that. Alright, let's get into the comparisons. Alrighty, here he is with Sideswipe and Bumblebee right there, so you can see how he looks with a couple of other Studio Series Deluxes from his movie right there. Very, very cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, this Sideswipe figure is growing on me just a little bit. I still don't like his transformation, and I still don't like his alt mode, but the robot mode is honestly a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun posing around, so he's growing on me a little bit. I still stand by the B, though. I still definitely think he's a B tier figure. But yeah, there you have him compared with some other Revenge of the Fallen Autobots. Here he is compared to the RC figures right here, the RC triplets right there, RC Elita 1 and Chromio, which is, in my opinion, a very underrated Studio Series figure. I really like these three, honestly. I think they're a lot of fun. So, yeah, there you have that, because they were all in well, I don't think Jolt was in it, but they were kind of all introduced in that first scene in Shanghai. Here he is with Studio Series Topspin, just because he is also a Blue Studio Series Deluxe, and I think he is a lot better than Topspin. I'm just gonna be real with you right now. Here he is with the Studio Series Dino right there. So you have that. Also a good figure. And last, but obviously not least, here he is with the main comparison you all want to see with Optimus Prime and Jetfire right there. So you can see how he looks with them. So you can kind of recreate the scene. I don't have a Ratchet. Sorry, I don't have a Ratchet because he's too expensive for me and they won't re-release him. So yeah. But there he is with the Studio Series Jetfire as well as the Optimus Prime right there. They look pretty cool together. As you can see, he scales perfectly with all of your other Studio Series figures. Once again, I'm really starting to find this part of my review superfluous, but let's get into the transformation, which, while not an amazing Studio Series transformation, a lot more fun than a good chunk of Studio Series transformations. There's bits of this transformation that are not fun at all, that are really kind of annoying, and then there's bits of this transformation that are really fun and really satisfying to do. So, without further ado, here's the transformation for Studio Series Jolt. Alrighty, here is his transformation. You want to fold this piece up and then you want to collapse it down just like that. Do that on this side as well. Bring that down like that. Then you want to come to the backpack here. This entire piece is going to untap. And there you have two tabs that go into two slots right there. Untab that. And then this entire piece right here is going to fold out as well. Now, if you're scared that this is clear plastic, don't be, because this is very thick and very high quality clear plastic. So I would not be worried about that breaking anytime soon. So you want to fold that piece up and then you want to fold these pieces together, and that is going to create the front of the car as well as the top as well. So you just want to get all that tabbed together. This can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but once you get it in there, it's not that bad. So there you go, get that all tabbed in right there. And then you want to come down here. You want to take these little wheel pieces here. You want to fold these out, which is a very fun step of the transformation. You want to come to these little sections right here, and you can flip, just kind of push this piece in a little bit, which will allow you to bring this piece up and tab that into right there, which is pretty cool. Do the same thing on this side, kind of fold that in, which will allow you to bring this piece in and then tab that right in there. Very cool. And then you want to take the arm piece here, and this is going to fold up backwards and fills in this little piece right there, which I actually think is really cool the way that works. So you do that, and then you bring this up like that on this side as well. Very, very cool. I really do like that step. That's a highlight in my opinion. And at this point, you can go ahead and fold these feet in like that, and then you just kind of want to collapse the whole leg up like this, and then you want to come to these little sections right here and flip the wheel piece out of there on both sides, just like that, and then you want to fold these in, and you want to get this piece kind of tabbed in right there, just like that, just so you have an idea of where it's going to go. So once again, bring that piece down, get that piece up there, and then just get that piece rested in right there. Now you're going to come to the back here, and you want to take the arms. These are just going to kind of fold in like this, and you want to get this in here, and you can see this little cavity right here is going to hold his hands. You just want to fold the hands in just like that on that little joint I showed you right there, and then you do the same thing on this side, which is a little bit more difficult because you don't have any, because you don't have the clearance because the arm is in the way, but it's still pretty easy to just get it in there just like that and just get that piece right there, although once the finger might fall off. This is honestly the first time this has really been really an issue. So just get that piece in there. Come on. There we go. And then you just get this piece all tabbed together in the back just like that, which is a little bit of a chore, but once you get it tabbed in, it's all good to go here. And then the last part is just connecting the top half to the bottom half right there. So get all this stuff situated, tab these together. They don't really hold in very well. And then bring these in here, and you can see you have a tab right there that's going to go into the slot right there in the wheel. Get that tabbed in right there, and that tabbed in right there on the sides there. And then get all that lined up, and then bring the top piece down and just start clicking it all together. Very self-explanatory right there. Just get all these individual tabs tabbed in right there. There's a whole bunch of them, and you just got to make sure every single one goes to their home. It's really, really easy, and honestly, it's actually pretty darn satisfying and pretty fun. So there you go. Just get all that tabbed in right there. And the same on this side, get all that tabbed in right there, get everything locked in place, make sure those pieces stay tabbed in right there, and make sure that this front piece stays tabbed in as well. And once you've done all that, there you have Jolt in his car mode, and ain't that a lovely car mode? And there you have Jolt in his Chevy Volt mode, which is absolutely awesome. I love the alt mode so much because I don't think I have a single other Transformer that transforms into anything even close to this, man. This is such a cool freaking, it's basically just a mini Chevy Volt, which is really cool. It's got this big old window piece at the top there. Very, very cool. You got some nice paint picked out for the backlights right there. Chevy logo picked out as well. Got those pins shining through. Not a complaint, just pointing it out right there on the side. Some nice silver paint paint right there, and a little bit of, but no, that's, yeah, that's also silver paint. I was gonna say light blue, but no, it just looks like that on the camera. It's all silver up there. You got some nice silver picked out for the rims of the wheels back here. Everything actually tabs together, unlike some other figures, but this guy actually, as you can see here, everything tabs together very snug and securely right there. It's actually a little bit difficult to pop off that top piece from there. Honestly, a little bit of a complaint because it is a little bit of a chore, but it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. And I'll actually show you that real quick, but once I do the comparisons, I'll show you that it's not, I'll show you a good way to go about doing it. But yeah, as you can see, he locks together very nicely, much better than the Studio Series Sideswipe that I just reviewed, which is actually from the same wave as this guy. So, yeah, I love the car mode. I think it is absolutely dope. And unlike so many Studio Series car modes, it actually rolls like an absolute dream. This thing, it just glides along the floor, and the pinned wheels in the back here definitely help that out. You can definitely see that these back wheels are pinned. These ones are clipped on, but honestly, they're pretty sturdy. Honestly, if I'm being real with you, the pin ones feel a little bit jigglier than the actually pinned on ones. So that's a bit interesting, but he does roll very, very well. So that's a huge positive for him over a lot of other Studio Series Deluxes. So yeah, I love the car mode. I think it is super cool, and the transformation is pretty fun. There are parts of the transformation that are not the most fun thing in the world, but for the most part, the transformation is pretty fun and pretty satisfying. So there you have it. Here's some comparisons in car mode. And for comparison in the car mode, first up I want to show that if you really, really want to, you can tab the freaking whip pieces on the side of the car mode here. It looks almost like, it looks even more ridiculous than 99% of weapon storage ever, because this is like, what is even going on here? Like, I don't even know. So if you really want to do that, you can, but I do not. These are going in a drawer, and they'll probably never come out again. So there you have that. Now for comparison, here he is with Studio Series Jazz, because it's one of the only Studio Series Deluxes I am willing to transform. So there you have that comparison right there. And here he is with some various other figures right here, just so you can get a good sense of how he scales with other figures right there. So there you go. There's a good look of how he scales. And I'll bring him in for a bit of a different angle right here, just so you can get a very nice sense of the scale of this figure. So there you go. And like I said, I'll go ahead and show you guys how I go about untabbing the roof of the car from the bottom of the car. What I do is I come up here and untab the front piece right here, and then I just kind of use this and just kind of break all this, start just untabbing everything from the side here and just kind of get it all done. It's still a little bit of a chore, but once you get it up, it just pops right up, and then you can finish up the transformation. And to be honest, this transformation going back into robot mode is honestly like really fun. So final thoughts on Studio Series Jolt. I think this guy is a pretty significant step up from a lot of Studio Series Deluxes we've gotten in the recent times. I really like him, honestly. I'm starting to like him even more while reviewing him here. Like, I already liked him before, but as I recorded this review, I realized that I like him even more than I already did. He is a really fun figure. He's not absolutely perfect. There are tiny things about this guy. He is a little bit messy, you know. He has a ton of kibble all over him, but honestly, when you get him in hand, you don't even really feel it. He feels like a very solid figure. All of the tolerances are good, besides the kind of loose ball joints in the arm there. But honestly, if I really wanted to, I could easily fix that. Just pop that off the ball joint, rub some super glue around on that ball joint, and plug it back on after it dries, and you're good to go. I'm not even going to worry about it though, because honestly, it's really not that big a deal. The accessories are certainly a negative. I don't really like these whips at all. I haven't met anybody who actually does like these whips, so those are a negative, and I did forget that you could plug those onto the side there. I'll show that in the comparisons. But yeah, awesome figure in my opinion. I really do like him. I say if you're a Studio Series collector, don't miss this guy. If you passed on him, I would say go ahead and go grab him. He's actually discounted a little bit. I got him off of Amazon for a bit of a discount, so check there if you want him, because I would recommend adding this guy to your collection. He is a very, very fun figure. So there you go. Final verdict on the Studio Series Jolt. Final ranking for Studio Series Jolt. Let's see here. What are we gonna give you, Jolt? Let's see here. When I say, I don't think he's S tier, not quite. He's got a couple of issues that taken him away from S tier, like the lackluster accessories and some aspects of the transformation that aren't 100% fun. So let's go ahead and give him an A tier, a standard A tier, no A plus, no A minus, just a standard A tier, because I think that's a good grade for him. I think he is a very fun figure, and if you're a Studio Series collector and a Studio Series fan, I definitely think you will have a lot of fun with this guy. So yeah, definitely a step up from a couple of Studio Series figures. I don't know if he fully breaks the streak that we were having, but he is a great figure. I really do like him. I really do like him. He's very cool, and I love his silhouette. He's a good one in my opinion. In my opinion, Studio Series Jolt is a winner. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for more Transformer content in the future. The next review will be... I don't have any clue. I have no idea what the next review will be. It will be something. It will certainly be something, but honestly, I have absolutely no idea what it'll be, so I might be a little while. I don't know. I have some other videos planned, though. So, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is DA Yeltsin. Signing out.